The thing that makes sports fun to watch is their unpredictability and the way a good match is always the one which has us biting our nails. But sometimes this unpredictability gives us some very painful, hilarious things to see. But sometimes it's not painfully hilarious, but rather concerning as players go too far. The cameras are always covering the games. That means every small detail gets recorded. And that's good for us because today we've collected the most amusing and ridiculous moments from all kinds of sports for you to watch. Sit down and relax as we present to you the funniest sports moments that went too far. Let's get it on. Feeling anger is valid, but sometimes it's better not to, especially when you're in a tennis match. British player Kyle Edmund was beating Denis Shapovalov from Canada when frustration got the better of him. The 17-year-old Canadian whacked the tennis ball in anger only to hit the umpire in the eye. Quite unfortunately, as a result, the match could no longer continue, meaning Great Britain won by default. Shapovalov apologized to the umpire after the match, and his coach hopes he'll learn a lesson from it. On the bright side, at least he didn't hit the cute ball boy who was standing under the umpire's chair and was quick to duck. The game is baseball, and the moment is cruelly hilarious. I'm not sure if there's anything that can be cruel and hilarious at the same time, but here it is. In the bottom of the first inning against Houston, Cincinnati Reds second baseman Brandon Phillips pulled a cruel trick on Astros shortstop Jonathan Villar when he forced Villar to slide directly into his butt while he protected second base. I'd personally never let a man slide right into my butt with his face, but you do you, Mr. Phillips. As if his head placement wasn't embarrassing enough, Villar was called out on the play. It's always painful to watch someone lose just before they're about to win. But hey, that's just the unexpectedness that comes with sports. Same could apply for this 800-meter university race. This runner was all set to win when the pole vaulter next to him accidentally threw in a huge rope on the tracks. By the way, no one should be doing their practice when there are races going around the track. Anyway, the man who was about to win got stuck and had to stop. He lost the race but was allowed to continue into the finals. We're glad he made it. He deserves it. In life, accidents may lead to life or death situations. In sports, you might not see that much death, but it's sure to cause a lot of trouble. Though sometimes accidents are good. Take this video, for example. This is one of the most bizarre plays we've ever seen on a basketball court. In an exhibition game against Montevallo, Kentucky freshman James Young flung a ball behind his back as he was going out of bounds. He then watched it as it went straight into his own net. It only counted for 2 points because by rule you can't score a three-pointer on your own team. Still, that was one crazy shot. It seems like even basketball players aren't safe from slipping when they see a beautiful lady. When there's a microphone in front of you, it's likely going to pick up everything you say. After answering a question at a press conference, Wisconsin Badger sophomore Nigel Hayes whispered to his teammates, "Gosh, she's beautiful."
Okay, gosh, she's beautiful. Did you hear that?
Unfortunately for Hayes, the microphone picked it up, and he soon realized that everyone heard what he said. It's unclear whether Hayes was talking about the reporter or the stenographer, but he was definitely embarrassed. Own goals are perhaps the most humiliating thing that could happen to a team in football, and God save the player who does it because he doesn't get a moment of relief from trolling and criticism after that, especially when it's an important game, and particularly when it's done by the person who's supposed to stop goals from happening. This goalkeeper put all his effort beforehand to stop a goal, and he actually did. But as soon as he was about to throw the ball back, this happened. Apparently, the ball didn't want to go and thought the goal behind it looked better. It's funny, but I think it shows a true dedication to win and finish the game. Johan Zarco was on course to take 7th place at this MotoGP race when an unexpected nightmare occurred. He ran out of fuel. How does that happen in a professional event of this level? We don't have an answer to that, and neither did Johan. But he still pushed with the race. Dragging his bike and running alongside the track, he made it to the pits and refueled as he watched all the bikers behind him rushing past. He did get a point, but what's the point? The first day of practice in F1 is all about calmly checking that everything's in order and every part of your car is working properly. And this is why it's necessary. Before you ask, no, that car didn't hit anything except maybe a bug or a pebble, but not even that. Turns out they were trailing a new suspension component on his car. I don't know much about vehicles, but I'm willing to say I'm pretty sure it didn't work. Early in the first half with the score 0-0, Sydney striker Karen Balut thought that he'd given his side the lead when he slotted past the Melbourne keeper. The goal was ruled out due to the assistant ref flagging for offside. That was a decision that later proved to be incorrect. Oblivious to the flag, Balut launched into a raucous celebration, jumping the advertising hoarding and sprinting to join the fans. It took a fist pump and another few moments before he realized the goal had not been allowed. Balut had picked up a yellow card early in the game. Perhaps out of pity, the referee decided not to issue him with another for the celebration. We get it. When you're out on international games representing your country, the stakes are high. But sometimes when you lose, you gotta stop and improve. But Sogala Tuvalu didn't want to go home without winning. After not being able to qualify in the shot put category of the IAAF, Tuvalu joined the 100-meter race, which by his looks wasn't likely that he'd win. And then this happened. Tuvalu achieved the slowest time in history of sprinting, 15.66 seconds. The audience hailed him as a hero for doing it, but we leave that decision for you to make. Professional football is one of the most difficult careers to get into. It's highly competitive, so you just know that everyone involved, the linesmen and the referees, are top quality too. And that makes an error like this so much more funny. It's not even like he wasn't looking. He saw where he was spraying that line and thought, yep, that's right where I wanted it, and kept going. Those players don't look too impressed. The referee was probably lucky that it's vanishing spray, or he might have gotten one of those shoes stuck somewhere unpleasant. Sometimes, serious dedication to your sport can't save you from turning into a meme or joke. This hurdle race saw a serious battle to the finish line by two runners from Texas A&M. Either teammate stood a chance at winning right up until the moment Infinite Tucker got the uncontrollable urge to fly like Superman. If you watch the video without context, it looks like something straight out of a meme. He did win though, and I guess when you think about it, your face isn't that important. We already saw earlier how important it is not to get angry in tennis, but ultimately it's all about your aim and accuracy. Because if you're not good with your aim, this could happen. At a very important game in Wimbledon, this player hit her own partner's head with a 93-mile-per-hour strike. Although it would have been a great shot if she was aiming for his racket-swinging shoulder. You never know what might happen in sports. For example, you might just forget where you put your scalding hot cup of coffee. This is a reminder never to get too worked up about a match, even if it's your own team playing out there. Just watching this video hurts. How can one be so careless? This footballer forgot where the ball was and kicked the air thinking the ball was there. I mean, how do you end up doing that? Well, that's all for our list. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. As always, take care and goodbye. And we'll see you in the next video.